Welcome to Impact Signals, social impact at the scale of AI. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sarah.
It's Sunday, March 15th, episode 31, and today we're covering 4 stories where AI is closing gaps that no sensor, grant cycle, or traditional forecast has ever reached. We start with a structural development in how the humanitarian sector is approaching long-term refugee recovery. Swiss impact investing firm iGravity, backed by the Danish Refugee Council, operates a refugee investment facility that makes loans to businesses in Uganda, Jordan, and Colombia. The rates start at 6 to 8%, already below market, but they drop further when companies meet social performance metrics, hiring refugees, expanding services to refugee populations, integrating refugees into their supply chains.
A concrete example, a $300,000 loan to Omia Agribusiness in Uganda unlocked a program to tailor affordable agricultural input packages specifically for refugee farmers in that region. The interest rate reduction wasn't charity, it was contractually linked to performance.
For practitioners in the recovery phase, this facility exists and is active in Colombia, which is both a major refugee hosting country and one of the regions the sector has consistently underserved with recovery-oriented financing. If you're working with business partners in Uganda, Jordan, or Colombia, the Danish Refugee Council and iGravity are worth contacting directly.
Now, Story 3 takes us to the Caribbean. Banj, Haiti's leading tech innovation hub, partnered with the Digicel Foundation to launch what they're calling the AI Challenge for Social Impact, a 5 million Haitian gourd fund, roughly $38,000, for local teams to design AI tools built explicitly for Haiti's context.
The design criteria are specific, account for local literacy levels, cultural trust factors, and real connectivity constraints. The competition is deliberately bypassing global tech vendors and putting Haitian teams in the design seat. This is the model that researchers and practitioners have called for, not importing a solution, but funding the people who live in the problem to build the answer.
For organizations working in Haiti, this innovation pipeline exists and is actively funding local AI development. Humanitarian tech teams that want to identify local partners or understand what community design solutions look like in Haitian context should follow Banj's work.
Story 4. A new organization called the AI Access Initiative, led by Kanika Ball, who is leaving the CEO role at Evidence Action, the organization that scaled evidence-based health interventions to more than 500 million people across Africa and Asia. Ball's founding diagnosis is that humanitarian AI is locked in a pilot cycle because funding is structurally too small.
The number she cited to DevEx is stark. Today, funders are spending an average of $250,000 per AI grant. Ball's threshold for meaningful scale is $25 million per grant, with accelerated cycles. The initiative will focus on what she calls big bets, AI deployments that can reach tens of millions of people within 5 years. Priority areas include clinical decision support in under-resourced health systems, AI weather forecast for smallholder farmers, and direct-to-consumer health information tools.
The advisory board includes Nobel laureate Michael Kramer, Dario Amodi of Anthropic, and Kent Walker, Alphabet's president of global affairs. That's an unusual combination, frontier AI development leadership sitting alongside rigorous impact evaluation credentials. If the initiative's funding framework takes hold, it changes what organizations should be asking for when they go to funders with AI proposals.
Final story, a smaller-scale deployment with a replicable model. UK-based charity Breadwinners, which supports young refugees through employment, deployed a multilingual AI voice chatbot built by a firm called Earlybird to conduct participatory action research with refugee community members. Traditionally, they relied on phone interviews, low response rates, high pressure.
The AI tool let participants share their experiences asynchronously, in their own language, in their own time. Result? A 48% increase in survey responses, reaching 928 community members. The data shaped Breadwinners' advocacy and impact reporting. And there was a secondary benefit. Young refugee researchers were trained on the AI workflow directly, building digital literacy as part of the process.
For refugee-serving organizations running community feedback or needs assessment work, this is a multilingual, asynchronous, low-cost approach to participatory research. The 48% response lift isn't marginal. That's the difference between a representative sample and a skewed or...
Before we close, 2 calendar items. Today, March 15th, is the final day for WSIS prize nominations, the annual ITU awards recognizing AI and ICT projects advancing the Sustainable Development Goals. If your organization has a qualifying project, the deadline is today.
And starting Monday, NVIDIA GTC 2026 runs through March 21st in San Jose, with an AI for Good track alongside Jensen Huang's keynote on physical AI and agentic systems. The Disasters Expo USA follows March 18th and 19th in Anaheim, an emergency management tech trade show worth tracking for field deployments.
That's Impact Signals for Sunday, March 15th. If this briefing is useful, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out at impactsignals.ai and share it with someone working in the field.
Stay ready.